There it is, the famous altcoin market cap just hovering at all-time highs. We have most recently in recent weeks rejection. And I just want to say something to you right now. It's okay. The bull move has not happened yet. And I want to try to illustrate for you very simply and quickly in this video why that is. And we're going to use a couple different data points. One of those being a very nice visualization in terms of the business cycle. I've been talking a lot about the business cycle in recent videos. And we're also going to dig into the Ethereum charts on the weekly because there's some really valuable data, I would say, that points back to right around September 2020, as that overlaps with the short-term Ethereum price action. This is the roadmap for altcoins. Does not matter if you hold Ethereum or not, but I want to do an update on the shorter-term price action. We've broken out of the triangle. What is next for crypto? Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're not in our intelligence system, get back there. We have the link below. Click it. Set up a free trial, start visualizing in our exit planners what taking profits might look like this cycle. Use our proprietary risk models. And I just want to actually just real quickly say, I was looking at a Cardano chart. I launched this company like right here. I think it was like this week, maybe in May. And look how choppy and sideways. This is a very nice picture. This is a Cardano chart, but a very nice picture of the crypto markets and how just stagnant and how tough it has been. And I want to say thank you. The turnout of members that have been coming on board since we launched in May through an atmosphere like this has been just hugely encouraging for me as I've launched this company. So thank you to the members, all of you out there. The move has not even happened yet. I say that a lot, and I really think that is so. And this chart, even right now, exemplifies that. If you're not in our intelligence system, get back there, join our members, at least try us out. So I want to start by looking at this chart. This is the dominance chart excluding top 10. Really, this is altcoins. I'm going to use this as a starting point to show you the upside that is in play right now. This has been an extended downside for altcoins, and I'm going to explain that so simply with this visualization of what is going on here, but also this plays into why the bull market has not happened. But check out this dominance chart. What I really want to show you is this. It's a monthly chart. We are overextended below those moving averages, the 20 in green, the 50 in blue. What we're waiting for is overextended above. This is the bull market from basically last cycle, right? You can see topping out here in January 2022. The indicator area that I think is so useful as we start talking about business cycle, the bullish era that is ahead for crypto and altcoins. This is an area I'm very curious of, and this will take some time. This is a monthly chart, but these like trigger areas, this lower high area on the RSI on this chart, breaking that to the upside, I think the move is ahead of us. It's going to happen. It's something to look forward to, in my view. I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but this is why as a value investor, I'm just heavily invested in the crypto space because I do think we're going to get a breakout. And the business cycle data I'm about to show you will be helpful. Now, second to that trigger area is this, the 50-month getting ready to cross above this, I'm sorry, not the 50-month. What am I talking about? The 50-month is up here on the chart. This is the MACD line down here. This is the MACD indicator, but the MACD crossing above the signal line, everybody. That's the trigger, the second trigger in line with this. These two things happening at the same time. One, boom. Two, and then thirdly, this histogram turning green above zero on this histogram. Three, those three things happening on this chart, I think is going to be very exciting. And what makes this cool, and then I want to show you the Ethereum charts on the zoomed out as well as the zoomed in. What makes it cool is this. I saw this post from TechDev. Now, TechDev has very unique charts in terms of visualizing different aspects of markets. This is his visualization of business cycles. We talk about the extended cycle that we're in for crypto. That's not just, some type of random headline, an excuse for why altcoins haven't broken out. There's a reason why. This is a very nice illustration of it. It's the business cycle. So he has three colors here going on in this chart. I want to explain really two mainly. One is the bear market in purple, but bull market ramp in green, which is where we are right now in this chart, is the business cycle keeps falling while Bitcoin grinds up. This is where we are right now. And we've been here for a while. You see this extended cycle this time again, or this time around, is because it's an extended cycle. The business cycle, we've been in contraction phase, right? From a business cycle standpoint, what the Fed is doing. And we've been waiting, and it's just been extended. It's been taking longer than previous cycles. And therefore, that expansion phase, which takes us into the red, the bull market, the parabolic move, that expansion phase hasn't happened yet. And not only that, the tightening phase, the contraction phase that we are in, business cycle keeps falling, that we're in, it's just like taking longer to at least just slow down and end. Not even just straight up expansion, right? It's just the contraction is taking longer. And that's why we're just, look at this extended green. That's why if you go look at an altcoin market, or not an altcoin market cap, total crypto market cap, there's people, and this is fine, they can do this, and I get it. You know, halving of 2016, Bitcoin topped like, or the market cap topped like 539 days, give or take after that. Last cycle from the 2020 Bitcoin halving, market topped 530 days again or so after that. So right now, people this time around are like, you know what? Similar time frame after Bitcoin halving, we're going to top in October, done. 4-year cycles. It's that easy, done. Then there's people that are like, it's different this time, or it could be different this time. And people make fun of that a little bit because it's like, oh, I'm sure it's different this time. But there is a very solid reason and data why it could be different this time. And that's because of what we just visualized here. This is an extended business cycle. If we're about to really see the contraction phase finally slow down and even go into an expansion phase, now we have the interest rates just came down this month. And again, it looks like 90% plus chance it's going to come down again next month and going into next year. Well, then we might actually be getting set up for this, which is business cycle reverses, which is into a new era of good for risk on. So business cycle and Bitcoin rise together. So that could be what's in store. And I highly doubt if that's what is in store and if that plays out, that's all going to take place within the next like 3 to 4 weeks because we're going to top out in October. I highly doubt that. I just don't think that. I think that's why this could be an extended cycle. I'm not trying to change the narrative or anything, but that is just very solid, realistic data that at least is worth paying attention to. So that's that. But now where are we? Well, here's where we are in terms of short-term price action. If you're like me, if you're a long-term investor, but you do definitely watch short-term price action, your eye is on what's going on. Why is crypto down? We're still not breaking out. We looked at the ADA chart. It's just looking ridiculously sideways for months. What's going on? Well, Ethereum, if you go to the daily, we've been tracking this and waiting for this move. The move has not even happened actually fully, which is the throwback to this multi-year triangle. Back here, we already got, if you remember falling below the triangle, I was saying, hey, I think what is so in play is the busted pattern, which is the fake break to the downside and then boom, through the apex to the upside. That played out. But now what's in play is the throwback to the triangle itself. That's such a normal move. We've been waiting for it, tracking it. I would say probably for weeks. I'd have to go back and look, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's been weeks, if not almost a month. Now we've broken out of the structure. We just talked about a busted pattern. I wouldn't, this is just a scenario. I'm not saying this is likely at all, but this is in play, a busted pattern here. But I'm not so sure that's as much as in play as the busted pattern on the macro was in play, right? At this moment, boom, that was so in play because the way cycles were lining up, and also I didn't think Ethereum was going down to like here, right? That played out nice. Now in the short term, I think it's very realistic that Ethereum does continue to the downside. We might even get a fake breakout to the triangle apex. Man, we're at $4,500 again, and the bulls are back, and then boom. The way this market has been moving has been frustrating everybody, really for years almost at this point. What's another month? Like what's another few weeks of frustration, because that's what this market has been delivering. And the technical setup is there. it is in play. But keep in mind, maybe we do get this busted pattern and we could start seeing Ethereum, even by the beginning of October, the first couple weeks of October, breaking all-time high. Believe it or not, in 2 weeks from now, Ethereum could be at $5,100, right? Depends. But that's short-term analysis. But I think what's valuable is the long-term analysis, and that is this. If Ethereum threw back to the triangle, what's there? The 20-week moving average. Why is that important? That's such a key bull market support area. This could be a confirmation of the bull market for Ethereum and altcoins, right? But if you look at last cycle, very similar, just bullish business cycle setting up right at this moment. And this is basically end of August, the week August 31st, 2020 into September. Look, it's pulling into the 20-week moving average, big dip. And then that's the pre-bull market move. And then crypto went crazy. Look at the risk model of Ethereum at that moment. Let me go to Ethereum in our intelligence system. It is, if you go back to, there's October, and what are we saying? August to September. So here's August 31st, 47 during that dip, and then it went down. But look at the risk model of Ethereum now, 48. Such a similar point in the business cycle, such a similar point in terms of price action in general. And if you look at this, we have Ethereum falling eventually to the 30s. I do want to point out to you, I think this is very important. The one difference is the risk score is the same. I would say where we are in the cycle is kind of the same. If you go to the Ethereum chart and this move that we're evaluating, I do want to say the difference is this wasn't at all-time high yet, right? Yes, it's testing a very key pre-bull market moving average. Yes, the risk score is the same, but the difference is, and this is actually kind of what's crazy, Ethereum's at all-time high area right now. So that, in my opinion, makes Ethereum incredibly healthy looking and bullish. And because of that, it makes altcoins look even that much better because that's Ethereum risk model. You go to something like, Cardano. Well, that's at a 35. So even more so, ADA's not hanging at all-time highs. ADA's even lower and has that much more upside. And that's the story of altcoins right now. And that's a very similar story across cycles in general. If you look at previous cycles, it's like Bitcoin moves first, break all-time high. Ethereum moves, and then boom, all of a sudden, eventually, depending often on the business cycle, altcoins move. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And but this is also why risk models are low. There's a ton of data in here in our system. It's a lot going on, and you can learn more about it if you're a member. You can kind of go down here and read. We're putting a tutorial video back here, by the way, if you're a member. We just realized today that it's not back there, but it needs to be. But all of that data is suggesting the crypto bull market, the altcoin bull market has not happened yet, and the risk is on the lower side. ADA, a moderate buy. So that's kind of the analysis for today that I wanted to do because, right now we're dipping a little and we could be going lower, and that's something to anticipate. But just know, Ethereum starts making a move down to that area, it's normal. Altcoins, they're going to be making the move to the area. That will be normal. You even look at the altcoin market cap chart. This is everything excluding Bitcoin. Pulling into the 20 and 50-week moving average, it won't be fun, especially after almost breaking all-time high, but it could be normal. But all the while, Ethereum on the daily could be an interesting chart to look at because if Ethereum does start making a move to the upside, we get a breakout. What's happening here? 20-day moving average, confluent with the 50-day moving average, confluent with the lower triangle. We're talking if Ethereum breaks nicely above $4,400, which isn't that far away, we might have a bull case for a busted pattern in play, and we might have all-time highs sooner than later. So the thing can turn around quick. I'm a macro investor focused on the macro, and so I did want to share the short-term volatility, though, because I'm also watching that. Appreciate you watching. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. If you're not in our intelligence system, click the link below. We have a free trial going on right now, and would love to have you join our members back there because we have a ton that I just got off a call with Alessandro and Axel. We have a ton that we're working on. We're trying to prioritize like features that we want to roll out and tools, and we're just working behind the scenes. I want you to know that. and the system will only get better. So appreciate you watching. Hit that like on the way out if you enjoyed the content. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.